Hello, I'm Sean Hoddy and this is another edition of Lockdown Aikido. So the last couple of sessions we've been doing the advanced kata, Koryu Ichi. So we're going to carry on with those today. So we're going to finish the Katati Muchi section. And there's two techniques to finish and they're both Katati Muchi Iriminagi. One is done on the right side, one is done on the left. And then we're going to finish off the complete kata by looking at the Ryoti Muchi techniques. The Ryoti Muchi two-handed grip. So the first technique we're going to look at is Katati Muchi Iriminagi number 1. And this is regular grip. So this is an Igami grip. So this means it's Uki is holding Tori's wrist with their right hand. And this is quite a linear form in Iriminagi. So from here, as they grasp, I step up, I turn, I'm pushing on the pincer on the back of the neck with my left hand. My right hand is just touching my thigh, pinning their wrist to my thigh on my knee, and I hip turn, I come through and throw. I'm controlling the back of the neck with a pincer. So we've got the pincer grip here, and I'm throwing, taking their head with the Iriminagi movement. And if we notice, the hand comes in centre line and it's arcing. So we're not throwing out here, it's not like a wrestling clothesline, it's here. So from the side view, right to right, they're gripping right to right. I step up, I break their balance, and I'm driving their head down, pinning their wrist just above my knee, and from here I hip turn and I throw with the Iriminagi. So this is a linear version, not circular. So from here, push, throw. From the other side, so they're taking right to right. I step up on my left and I'm driving the head down, driving their arm down, hip turn, and I throw. So as I step up with the left, what's happening, this is breaking, this is their wrist, it's breaking balance, pushing down, pincer on the back of the neck so I control. And from here I hip turn. As I hip turn, I let them raise, keeping that pincer grasp on, and I step through for the throw. And again, nice posture when we finish. That's important, your posture. If your feet are too close together, you're not going to balance. Especially when we step up and we're hip turning, because we need to be driving onto our thigh there. So we're controlling, we're pinning. This is controlling, I'm pushing straight arm. This is their neck, their head's here. And from here, I go through and I throw. And this hand is central. Okay, so one from the front, so you can see the front action. So I step up, I'm driving, pinning and pushing. We run from the rear so you can see my knee position. So from here as I'm stepping up, I'm driving, I'm pinning this, pinning their wrist to my knee. Then I step through and I do the throw. Okay, so the next technique is the Iriminagi again. And it's a Katati Muchi, but this time it's a Gaiku grip. So Gaiku grip means if I've got my left, if they're gripping my left hand or my left wrist, they'll be grasping that with their right. So that'll be like so, grasping my wrist. So from here, as they grasp, I move in. And I'll keep my centre line moving in, moving forward slightly. Thumb raised, very important. Now if you can imagine, as they're grasping, their hand is coming across there. So the basic looks very much like my hand is doing. So what we do is go thumb to thumb. So I'm there, there's their thumb here. From here now I do a circular action and I keep my centre line as I move. So it's circular, then it becomes linear, the last part of the throw. Pincer on the back of the neck, so I'm controlling through for the throw. So if we look from this side, as I grasp, I'm coming up. Thumb must be up. If you haven't got your thumb up, you can't get the technique to work. Thumb up. And then from here, as we circle, I'm using their thumb to do the circle. And then at the base of the circle, as I go linear, I just tuck this in tight to me with a soft grasp. Pushing the pincer on the back of the neck, so I'm controlling them. And from here, I'm coming through the throw. So from this side, as I grasp, I move forward, I circle, down, controlling their forearm, controlling their head. Very important, this pincer action controls. From here I start to release, maintaining that pincer action. And as I do that, this is controlling, and I'm going through for the throw. So once again, 1, 2, pincer, throw. On the other side, there, thumb up, catching their thumb, control, pincer action, stepping through for the throw. So if you can imagine, that's their neck, and I'm coming across, the neck's there, so I'm stretching that head. Yeah, taking that head in this position for throwing. So from here, 1, turning, 2, throw. So we'll break it down very slowly. So we're in left posture, left hand comes up, starting to get the action to make them go off balance. So left hand comes up. At this point, my right hand comes underneath. I start to move, taking their thumb. As I do that, I take the back of the neck, I apply the pincer action on the back of the neck, and then from here, this is their arm, I've controlled them nice and low, come up, and I throw. So for this action, 1, as I move, 2, throw. Okay, so that's the 2 Ichi techniques, both Katachi Muchi, so single-handed grip. We're now going to move on to Katachi Muchi techniques, Ryuchi Muchi techniques. So Ryuchi Muchi is 2-handed grasp. So the first technique is Ryuchi Muchi Tenshinagi. So Tenshinagi, we're finishing very much the same position as we've just done with the Ichi. So when we apply Tenshinagi, one hand comes out, one goes in. So if you can imagine, if I'm grasping, one of my hands is driven like that, and one is driven like so. So this one coming in, turns, moves in ready for the throw. This one comes out, breaking the balance, stretching out this way. So, as they grasp, they're here, I move, both feet, not just one. Lots of people do Ichi and they just move one foot. You need to have 2 feet, that allows me to go through to do the throw. Keeping the head upright so we're not pulling with the arm. The body does the work. The body and foot work does the work. Yes, it's not wrenching with the arm. Once you start wrenching with the arm, it becomes using strength. Shouldn't be using strength in Aikido, should be here. Then from here, once I've broken that balance, I drive through. So from the side, one, drive. So as they come through, they're taking, we go to the side and drive. Yeah, so we're here. Both feet need to move. One, two. And if you look, I'm stretching out with my left hand as well. So we go into Tenchinagi. So both feet move. We throw. Very important to apply the position. We're not just stepping here. Here, move. This hand comes in, this hand goes out. Push both hands. Okay, so the next technique is Ryochimuchi Tsukubi Kimi. So this time they're grasping with both hands, and as they grasp, what I'm doing, I'm taking one arm there and one arm there. So as I step through, moving forward, hip turn. So you can imagine I've got one arm I'm cutting down, I'm holding, I'm going to cut down. The other arm is in this position, I'm going to stretch him away. So from there, from here as they take, this is a little bit like your Shizohon type movements. So as they take, I'm moving forward, and here move forward, hip turn. And basically what I'm doing, I've got their arm, I'll drive and throw. So from here, moving. So again, I can't move into them, I've got to move offline slightly. So I'm moving offline. As I turn, I catch their forearm from here and I throw. So from here, moving this way, or if I'm doing it the other side, I'll move that way. So from here as they grasp, both hands move together. I can't leave one static and one moves. So both hands move, hip turn, and we throw. So if you can imagine, that's this hand here. I'm coming through, I'm stepping. So there, driving. This hand, we're grasping the other wrist as well, so we're driving. So one's pushing that way, and one's driving low. One's driving high, one's driving low. So from here we're moving. Yes, so both feet move. So we move, hip turn, there. Sugiyashi, go through for the throw. Hip turn, hips, throw. 1, 2, throw. Go the other way. So from here, as I grasp, I move, hip turn, drive through for the throw. Again, nice and upright. Good controlling posture. So from here, they're grasping. 1, 2, 3. Doing both sides now so you can see. So 1, 2, 3. And this way. 1, hips, throw. So very, very slowly this time. So they're grasping. So I'm moving offline out. From here now, I hip turn. Taking their forearm. So this This is doing this action, taking their forearm. This is taking the other arm. So as we turn, keeping it centre, and we stretch them away, throwing. So, from here, taking this one out, I'm doing this, yeah? Exactly the same technique as we done kneeling. Here. Okay, next technique is Sukashi Nagi. So Sukashi Nagi is a technique where we would drop. So as they are grasping, I need to drop and basically let them go over the top. So it's there, we're sort of encouraging the grasp, so they're going to come through and really commit that. This is quite hard about Uki, so bear with me. So, as they grasp, what I do, I fall on the floor, then I move. Going through. And what I'm basically doing is driving through them. So, as they are reaching through, I'm actually driving through and forcing them to go over. So from here, as they catch, I drop. As they start to catch, they're reaching to get me, I just drop away. Support the arm there. Right knee down. So from here, we're not just facing them, because if you face them, they could break fall and kick you in the face. So from here now, what I'm doing, I'm turning, going through them. So if you can imagine at speed, they're coming through, I'm going through. Whoa. They're going over the top. So basically, it's like, for me, if I'm doing a Uki's roll, I'm coming through and I've disappeared, my balance has gone, and they're going into my legs, sweeping into me. So from the front, very important. So we're here as they're grasping, it's basically there, and we're through. And they're being thrown. So it's actually sliding through. Let's do a sliding action through. So from here, not the best mats in the world because they're rubberised, they stick a little bit. But from here, as they're coming through, I'm dropping, and I'm there. Back upright, they're rolled away. So if we can do the leg action slowly, so you can imagine as they come in, they're here, they're going to grasp my wrists. As they grasp my wrists, I sort of taunt them, I let them think they're going to get them wrists, and I take it away. I drop to here, so I'm not dropping too low, I'm dropping here, just support my weight with my hand blade, and then from here, as I drop, I'm moving forward into them. So it's like a bit of moving in, sweeping them away, they'll be rolling away, falling. So from the front, we're sort of taunting them. So we're here, as they're going to grasp, from here I'm stepping forward, and then I'm moving to there. Nice and upright, haven't got kicked in the face, they're rolling away. from this side. So once again, they're coming in from here. I'm doing this. I'll let them think they can get my arms. Oh, yeah. So they're going to be reaching out for these. So as we're here, as we're raising up, whoa, we're dropping and we turn. They're rolling away. Ready for the next technique. So the next technique is Ryoti Mushi Shiranagi, or Tenkai Kotegashi, if you want to call it Tenkai Kotegashi. So again, they're grasping two hands. I move forward this way, and I just gently stroke the elbow. Stroke the elbow. I'm touching their elbow. Stroke the elbow from here, making them do this off balance, step through, and we finish with the throw. So from here, as they grasp, I stroke the elbow with my right hand. Yes, I stroke the elbow and I move out. Step in, hip turn, throw. So if you can imagine that's their right hand holding, left hand's holding this one. So I stroke the elbow, I just do that. So it's not trying to physically lift, I just touch the elbow. And what that does, that stroking of the elbow, just makes them come on their toes. Stroking the elbow, it's breaking the balance over as well. So from here, stroke the elbow, 1, 2, and we throw. So as they grasp, stroke the elbow, and then we start to move. 1, keeping that centre line, opening the door, because we've got to get through that gap, their body's there. So we're not just going to go straight into them. From here, stroke the elbow, move, and throw. Stroke, posture, hip turn, throw. So don't physically try and lift. So what we do is just drawing them on slightly, just doing that. Make them raise onto their toes. So from here, 1, 2, hip turn, and throw. So from the front, as they grasp, stroke. So this is just touching, just drawing, touching on the elbow. So not physically trying to lift, it just makes them do that. Because they're holding there, makes them just do that as you stroke. So stroke, forward, hip turn, throw. Stroke. Yes, we're stroking the elbow. Stroke. Stroking the elbow, hip turn, finish. And it's just a straight Shiranagi or Tenkai Kotegashi throw. Stroke, yes, stroke, step, hip turn, keeping your posture and throwing. Do one from the front so you can see. So the actions are, I'm stepping forward as I stroke, I'm stepping forward my right leg, opening the door, left leg follows slightly, so I'm not just stepping with one foot. Left leg comes through, hip turn, and we throw. So from this action, as we stroke, both legs follow, stroking, left leg goes through, hip turn, lead with your right. So exactly the same principle really as what we've done, all linking together. Yeah, all this old fashioned stuff, it all links in. So again we've got to open the door, so here, yes, so we can get through. Okay, so the next technique is called Royalty Muchi Senkunagi. Rotate, scoop, throw. So from here, rotate, scoop, throw. So basically as they're taking, I'm drawing them on, and the scoop takes the inside of their leg. So from here, as I'm drawing them on, this rotation scoops the inside of their leg. And what we've done with this one, we've done this sort of action. So it's not physically lift, it's pull on. Really have to bear with me on this one. This is quite difficult without getting the feel of an hooking. So I'm not physically trying to lift this, it's this action to make them do that, draw. And as I step, I really come to a sort of neutral posture as I'm pulling. And at this point of pulling in, so the arms are pulling in, we're rotating, this one comes up. So this comes up, this circles down, and we throw. From here, one circle, then this comes round, circle, scoop, throw. So pulling, circling, throw. So both hands, yeah, so both hands. So you have to bear with me now with this one. I'll put a clip. When I edit these, I'll put a clip of the technique done correctly. Quite hard to think of how an uki is working. So the last technique, this is a Royalty Muchi Ushiro Waza Mayanagi. So this is grasping the left hand. And what I'm doing here, I'm actually going to turn and present my right hand. So from here, and then I'll just do this. So basically, if uki, what I'm doing, I'm reversing into uki really, as I turn, they're here. As I turn, they're going to be here, yes? And what I'm doing, I'm going by the side of them, and I'm just dropping away. And again, this is quite hard without an uki because the weight of uki keeps me on posture. So, from here, we're stepping in. So they're grasping my left with their left. And then from here, I turn and they go to grasp the right hand. So from here, left to left, coming through, I come to here, I'm stretching. And then from there, so I'm not physically trying to lift them in the air, I'm just dropping this away. So from here, we throw. So as I step, I basically do a hip turn type action. So I'm stepping from here, I'm stepping this to present this hand. So left hand's being grasped. If you think they go for the right hand, they'll be doing that. So from here, as I step in, I turn. Yeah, I turn, and then from here, I'm throwing. So from here, I'm moving, I'm stepping round, so they're going to take. This time I'm just coming through, and we're doing the throw. And what Uki does, when he does the throw, he holds on, and it becomes an overarm breakful. So from here, as I turn, I'm pushing by them. This is pushing out, and I'm just dropping that away. They hold on, hip hold with the right hand, and they do an overarm breakful. So, from here, as they grasp, I present and throw. Okay, thank you very much. That concludes my class today.